Stephen Strange. Huh, it's Doctor Strange. Okay, that was funny, right? So, Doctor Strange is the final review that we're going to do for our MCU Movie Review Marathon, as far as my channel sounds goes, because I have reviewed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, which is the next movie after this, of course, in the MCU, and so on. Okay, Doctor Strange, here we go. Visuals are great, of course. You can't go wrong with those visuals. That's probably the biggest deal as far as this movie goes. Lots of just CGI, but it's really well done CGI, alright? You can't blame them for overusing CGI, as long as it's really good CGI, you know what I'm saying? But besides the looks, does it got some depth on the inside? Yeah, it does actually. So that's really good. You know, you got some kind of powerful moving moments in the film. And then Doctor Strange himself, his own character development that he goes through throughout the film is pretty cool to see. Doctor Strange becomes very likable, in my opinion. At least I really liked him. You kind of just grow him as his character itself is growing. So that's really cool. So who is the villain of this movie though? Well, technically Caecilius. That's where I really don't like this movie. I just try to ignore the whole villain thing. The villain plot is kind of really bad. The fact that Doctor Strange just has to be given some sort of conflict to deal with to become a superhero. Like, that's what you just like, that fact, but when you actually pay attention to what the conflict is, it's not that good as far as Caecilius as a villain goes, because Caecilius is a really lame villain. He's basically, you know, just another Marvel, let's have an evil version of who the superhero is. Caecilius, right? He's like an evil Doctor Strange. So, that's who Caecilius is. And he hardly even freaking talks. Isn't he like some super famous actor, though, at the same time? I don't know, man. By the way, I usually go through the actors. Benedict Cumberbatch is Doctor Strange. He's a cool guy, right? He's yet another doctor. And then the villain who's actually, like, a little cooler, as far as maybe being intimidating goes, would be Dormammu. Yeah, Dormammu is just a giant CGI face. Whatever you want to say about that. But, you know, that was a cool scene, right? The whole thing with Dormammu. And, you know, a pretty different ending as far as the, what you could call, you know, blaming the MCU movie formula. You could see a lot of parallels. Like, yeah, they're definitely using their same old formula here. But again, they always change it up in some way for each movie. And a big part for this one comes in the end, where it's not, you know, he's gonna fight and kill Dormammu. Instead, they bargain their way out of it, you know? They just do a little settlement. You know, they didn't have to have some giant battle. Instead, they just settled it easily. I liked that. So yeah, speaking of which, you got an Infinity Stone, a Time Stone, that's gonna rile up Marvel fans, and hey, that leads us to Infinity War. So, I'm gonna end it right there, therefore. But yeah, it's a good movie. I really like this one. Probably one of my more favorite, likable, kind of Marvel origin story solo movies, you know? Because this one, I mean, sure, it's, again, really similar to the Marvel movie formula, but of course, you could just see how they've improved so much, and especially, you gotta get those visuals, man. Thinking back to the movie, you think of it as beautiful, and it has some really powerful ideas there. It has a really likable character. The villain is a common little weight that's pushing down on their movies here. That's most visible in one of the like this movie, because Caecilius is really bad and Dormammu is like nothing. But ignoring that, because it's pretty easy to ignore. They're not even that big of a part. It's really just so much more about Doctor Strange, and I'm fine with that. I really like this one. Okay, that all being said, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And that is it for our Marvel Cinematic Universe movie review marathon. Stay tuned for the next Marvel movie review, which is finally going to be Avengers Infinity War. Bye!